What if I told you that ancient humans, without jobs, bosses, or alarm clocks, actually worked less than you do right now? No 9 to 5, no commute, no emails piling up overnight, just a person waking up with nowhere they had to be and nothing they had to clock into. So what did they actually do with their time? Did they spend every waking hour desperately searching for food just to survive? Or is the truth about ancient daily life something far stranger than we've been taught? Let's go back, not decades, tens of thousands of years, to a time before agriculture, before cities, before anything resembling a career. For most of human existence, there was no concept of a job, and yet humans survived, thrived, and eventually built civilization. So how did they spend their days? Here's the first surprising truth. Ancient hunter-gatherers likely worked far fewer hours than modern humans do. In the 1960s, anthropologist Marshall Sahlins studied hunter-gatherer societies, including the Juhawonsi people of the Kalahari Desert, and proposed something that shocked the academic world. He called it the original affluent society theory. His research suggested that hunter-gatherers spent an average of just 15 to 20 hours per week securing food and resources. That's less than half of a standard modern work week. But here's where things get strange. If they weren't spending all day hunting and gathering, what were they doing with the rest of their time? The answer isn't laziness, it's efficiency. Anthropological studies suggest that once basic needs were met, ancient humans spent significant time on rest, socializing, storytelling, and craft making. Fieldwork among modern hunter-gatherer societies, including research published by anthropologist Richard Lee, found that many groups spent large portions of their day in leisure activities, resting, talking, and maintaining social bonds within the group. Now ask yourself, if survival didn't take all day, what filled the rest of it? Then scientists discovered something unexpected. A significant portion of ancient daily life revolved around something we rarely associate with survival: social connection. Evolutionary psychologists argue that maintaining strong social bonds wasn't a luxury for early humans. It was a survival necessity. Groups with stronger cooperation and communication had significantly higher survival rates than isolated individuals. Think about that for a second. Talking, storytelling, and socializing weren't distractions from survival. They were survival strategies. But the real mystery is this. If hunter-gatherers had so much free time, why do we imagine prehistoric life as constant, exhausting struggle? This is where the story shifts. Much of our modern perception of brutal prehistoric life comes from early 20th century anthropological assumptions, later challenged by more rigorous fieldwork. Researchers studying the Hadza people of Tanzania, one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer societies on Earth, found that daily subsistence activities typically took a few hours, followed by extended periods of rest, social interaction, and skill-based tasks like toolmaking. That's when everything changed, because toolmaking wasn't just functional. It required patience, creativity, and problem-solving. Crafting spear points, weaving baskets, and preparing hides took real skill, and skill-based tasks like these are believed to have played a major role in cognitive development across early human history. But there's another piece of this puzzle that's just as important: rest itself. Sleep researchers study modern hunter-gatherer populations, including a well-known study led by Jerome Siegel and published in the journal Current Biology, found that groups like the Hadza and Sand people didn't sleep dramatically more or less than industrialized populations, but their sleep patterns were far more closely tied to natural light cycles, with far less reported insomnia and sleep disorders. Now here's something that should genuinely surprise you. Constant structured labor, the kind most of us associate with a hard-working life, didn't become the norm until the rise of agriculture. Multiple studies in evolutionary anthropology suggest that the shift to farming actually increased daily labor hours significantly, while also introducing new stressors like food storage anxiety, land ownership disputes, and seasonal famine risk. Think about that. The agricultural revolution, often taught as human progress, may have actually made daily life more physically demanding and psychologically stressful for the average person. So what does all of this really mean? It means the image of prehistoric humans as constantly desperate, overworked survivalists may be more myth than reality. For most of human history, daily life may have involved a careful balance of work, rest, creativity, and connection, not constant struggle. And here's the philosophical twist worth sitting with. We often assume that modern progress means more productivity, more hours, more achievement, but some of our earliest ancestors may have had something we're still chasing today: balance. Maybe the goal was never to work more. Maybe for most of human history, the goal was simply enough. Enough food, enough rest, enough connection to feel secure, and then time left over to simply exist. So the next time you feel overwhelmed by a packed schedule and endless tasks, consider this. Your ancestors, without office jobs or deadlines, may have understood something about time and balance that modern life has slowly stripped away.